You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Imagine a world where kids no longer played football, or baseball, or basketball. Hard to imagine? Or what if no adults wanted to officiate? Right now, there's a critical shortage of high school officials, and you can do your part to make sure kids keep playing. For more information on how to become a licensed IHSA official, contact your local high school or visit the IHSA website at ihsa.org.
A message from the Illinois High School Association. Stay in the game.
You work hard to make sure your family has everything they need. Life insurance from American Family Life Insurance Company can help financially protect your loved ones by replacing a portion of your income if you were to pass away. That means your family will have the help they need to maintain their quality of life and pursue their dreams. Get the peace of mind you deserve by protecting what matters most.
Local agent Sylvia Chacon at Sylvia V. Chacon Agency, Inc. can be reached at 847-775-1818.
American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Tune in every Monday night at 7 p.m. right here on WRLR 98.3 FM. I'm Marty Love, the host of Bacon Bits with Master Happiness.
And I'm not alone.
You're not?
I am not. I'm here with my bestest buddy.
Tiffany!
There you go.
We've all got reasons to be scared, angry, or sad. Happiness is outnumbered 3-1. Give us a little bit of your time, and we'll see if we can give you a reason to smile. That's Bacon Bits with Master Happiness, Monday nights at 7 p.m.
Isn't it nice?
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Pleasant good evening. Welcome into high school basketball right here on WRLR. This evening we're out in Lake Zurich. That's right. We've got high school basketball, boys in the North Suburban Conference. And we've got a pretty good matchup here this evening. We got two teams battling for the North Suburban Conference. And it looks like we got a battle because everything's getting interesting. The conference has changed because the calendar has changed. That's the important thing right now, as things will get heated up over the next couple of weeks. Carson Beck, Rusty Silver on hand, Lake Zurich High School. Beautiful facility here. Just like Warren High School, it's big, it's luscious, it's comfortable. It's also tough to shoot baskets for the opposing teams. So let's welcome in Carson Beck, who's with me. Carson, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing good, Rusty. Nice to be at the Bears Den, home of Lake Zurich. I can tell you, from my experience of being with the Mundelein basketball program, we did not have very much success at the Bears Den. They get a little rowdy.
Hold on a second. Wait. When were you with the Mundelein boys basketball team? People don't know this.
From 2014 through 2018. Coach Carnegie's second through fourth year. And then Coach Badgley's first year. And I remember Coach Badgley's first year, my senior year, we came down here for a regular season finale against Lake Zurich. And that was the same Lake Zurich team that went all the way down to this super sectional and won the sectional. So I'm very used to having very excellent Lake Zurich teams. And I know Lake Forest, they have been coached by an excellent coach by Phil Escala, and I know that the Scouts always bring in a respectable squad. So two programs that I highly respect and usually expect high-quality basketball from, Rusty.
All right. Well, something came out of importance today, and that's on the girls' side with girls' basketball. The seeds were mentioned with the IHSA as of yesterday, but what makes it more fun, more exciting is that should we say the matchups are set now, believe it or not. So first off, let's run through, and I've been looking at this intently like everybody else has when the seeds came out yesterday, wondering who was going to go where, who's going to play who, how is this going to look in the next couple of weeks, especially when we get into February fever before we get to March Madness for the boys. And we are going to have games here on WRLR. We are looking at a regional final game on the 16th now, and a sectional final game on the 23rd.
For the boys or the girls?
Girls. This is the girls for this month. Well, girls come first.
Yes.
The boys come second. February fever and March Madness. I got to get this.
I love it.
I got to get this in tuned here with Carson as he's getting out of school. He's got to learn what this is all about. So here's the interesting thing. When you look at this, the regional semifinals will be on Tuesday, and then the regional finals in 4 different sites will be on Thursday, and that's both in Class 3A and 4A. Those are the ones that we're kind of watching here. And the girls are coming off of some great years last year, which Carmel won the 3A and Stevenson won the 4A. That was the state championship hours apart. You know, we've talked about that. So what are we looking at this year? What's interesting is that Highland Park will host the sectional Class 4A. The number 1 seed, which I might have thought Libertyville would get, after they beat Lake Zurich by an unbelievable margin on Tuesday. It was close at halftime, and then they went on this huge run. They won the game 45-19.
Well, keep in mind,
wow,
it was rumored that Lake Zurich may have had the injury bug, but we saw Fisher in person, so I'm not surprised by Libertyville's performance. I could see them making a deep run in the tournament.
Fremdo is a good team, and they've won a major tournament over the Holiday Classic, and I can understand why Frem got the 1 seed. Libertyville's got the 2. Hershey, which is Mary Friendly's final year, she's retiring, but they've got a good bunch of girls there. They got the 3. Lake Zurich got the 4. Stevenson at 5. Prospect 6. Rolling Meadows 7. Warren 8. Then you got Palatine, Mundelein, Round Lake, Highland Park, Grant, Buffalo Grove, Waukegan, Wheeling, and Zion Benton. And, of course, they'll take on the winner of the New Trier sectional, which Maine South got the number 1 seed. But you got some awfully good schools. York is in there. They moved them over from further south, brought them up here further north. You got Loyola at 3, Glenbrook South 4, New Trier 5, Evanston 6. So you got some quality teams over there. Maine South is probably the one to watch for, which last night Libertyville beat Maine South 52-47. So congratulations off to the Wildcats with a big win going, into the seeding meetings this week. And big wins continue along with their lead in the North Suburban Conference.
Rusty, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but
of course we are.
But assuming that one of our Lake County teams, whether it's Stevenson, Lake Zurich, or Libertyville, goes far, do we know which sectional will our sectional play in the next series of rounds? Or
that's what I said. They're going to play somebody from that New Trier sectional.
Okay.
Would be matched up. Now, let's give you the regional matchups while I got them here. Warren Regional, you got Fremd will take on the winner of Zion and Wheeling, and then Warren got the 8 seed and being the host will take on Palatine on actually Monday, in the regional finals on Thursday. Rolling Meadows, that's where Libertyville is going to go to take on Waukegan on Monday, and then Rolling Meadows and Mundelein will go against one of their 7 and 10. Winners will play on Friday night at Rolling Meadows.
Oh, so that's the playing game.
That's the regional final. Will be on Friday, February the 17th.
Do we have any teams playing in the playing game, Rusty?
Not there on that one.
Okay.
Hershey Regional, we have Hershey, the 3 seed against Buffalo Grove. Prospect will take on Round Lake, which got an 11 seed, and they've been just above 500 this year. The winner, those teams will play on Monday, the 13th, and then the winners will play on Thursday, the 16th. And at Lake Zurich, something that we're looking forward to, Lake Zurich will open up against Grant, Stevenson against Highland Park. That's the 4 and 5 seeds, Lake Zurich and Stevenson. The winners will play on Thursday night right here at Lake Zurich on February the 16th. And then you go look at further than that, you look at the sectional, which will be at Highland Park the following week. Tuesday, the semifinal. 6 o'clock, that's number 1, semifinal number 2 at 7:30, and then the championship will be on Thursday, February 23rd at Highland Park High School. Then the winners will feed over to play New Trier sectional at Fremd Super Sectional. So Fremd will be the host of the Super on Monday, February the 27th. Something to keep an eye on if any of our teams end up over there. Now, Class 3A on the girls' side, this is where we look at Carmel, because the Carmel Corsairs, who beat Bennett this week, big win. They played them 3 times this year.
I think that puts them in first now in the East Suburban Catholic.
I think they're tied. They'd be tied with. I don't think Bennett has more than 1 loss, so maybe they're tied.
They're sharing it right now.
They're sharing it at this point. So that's still an awfully big win. Seed-wise, which is part of the Deerfield sectional, Carmel did get the 1 seed over Deerfield because they beat Deerfield a few weeks ago. Lake Forest is the number 3 seed. Vernon Hills 4. Then you had St. Viator, Grays Lake Central, Grays Lake North, Prairie Ridge, Crystal Lake Central, Cary Grove, Antioch, Wakanda Lakes, Crystal Lake South, Woodstock North, Woodstock, Harvard, and North Chicago for that entire group. So that, and they'll take on the winner of this sectional of Deerfield, will take on the winner of the Glenbard South sectional, which is split up into 2 subsectionals. Sycamore and subsectional A, and Boylan Catholic and Burlington Central are 1, 2, and 3. And then on the other side, you got Montini, Providence Catholic, Hinsdale South. So it's now cakewalk for anybody to get through it all, tell you the truth. There's no cakewalk between those teams at all. We'll see where that goes. Now, the matchups for the opening round in 3A, what we're looking at on the girls' side, and something we'll keep an eye on as we go through. We're looking at 4A first, and then 3A, which will end up at Deerfield High School. The matchups at Deerfield, you got a play-in. You got let's see here. You got North Chicago and Crystal Lake South as your play-in game. The winner of that will take on Deerfield. And then Grays Lake North and Cary Grove will go against one another. Woodstock North, Harvard and Woodstock North play in, and the winner of that plays Carmel. So Carmel will go out to Woodstock North to play that game. And then Prairie Ridge and Crystal Lake Central will be the other possible team against Carmel. And then at Lake Forest, you've got Lake Forest High School against Woodstock. Boy, that's a long drive for Woodstock coming out to Lake Forest. And Grays Lake Central and Antioch will go against one another. And the winners will meet up on Friday at Lake Forest. I should mention, going back to Woodstock North, that final is on Thursday. And the Crystal Lake South one with Deerfield going out there would be also on Friday for the regional. At Vernon Hills, the 4-seed Vernon Hills against Lakes. The 13 seed on Tuesday, and St. Viator and Wakanda also on Tuesday night. So 2 games there on the 14th. And then the final would be on the 16th, which would have the winners most likely Vernon Hills and St. Viator. And the regional, or make it the sectional semifinals, will be on Tuesday, February 21st at 6 and 7:30, with the final being on Thursday, February 23rd. And then if you're looking at the Super Sectional, which will be Dundee Crown, the winner of our area against the Glenbard South Sectional, that will also go on Monday, February 27th. So,
who are some teams from that Glenbard South Sectional that you're looking forward to?
I kind of mentioned that earlier. And, you're looking at Montini. You're also looking at... let's see here. I'm just bringing it back up here. Montini, Sycamore, Rockford, Boylan, Burlington Central. I mean, it's no cakewalk for Carmel. If it's Carmel or Deerfield, they're going to have to win these games to get there if you're going to make it back down state. And that's what the state does. You win a state title, you get to state. The next year, they're going to find the road to be tougher. They'll try to do it in advance.
It's funny because I'm curious if with Lake Forest and Deerfield playing in 3A, because they tend to fluctuate between 3 and 4A. Are those more favorable matchups for them, or is that even harder?
Deerfield has been 3A the last few years. Lake Forest has, on the girls' side, has moved down there the last couple of years. On the boys' side, this will be their first year to be down to 3A, so that would be beneficial. They are on that borderline of 3A and 4A. To answer that question, is it beneficial? It can be.
Right.
I mean, Lake Forest, to tell you the truth, is more of a 4A school playing 4A schedule, and it will be a little bit easier for them. But still, the competition is great. I mean, Carmel is just like any other team in 4A.
We also need to remember Lake Forest, correct me, but I'm 99% sure on this, they're the smallest school in terms of enrollment population in North Suburban. Mm-hmm. So they're right on that border.
They used to be around 1,155. I think they're up to 1,400 as of late. So that is something to consider. So we've got the February Fever in front of us. all these matchups and seeds just came out. We'll go over that again tomorrow on the Sports Corner high school segment, along with all the other high school stuff that's going on this weekend.
And we'll also do further.
I've got 5 fingers on my hand, and we've got, to recap tomorrow, we got to go through the state boys bowling last week. You got the girls regionals in bowling starting this week. You've also got the cheerleading competition going on in state for the girls. You had a competitive dance last week, believe it or not. I think that covers all of it there. I'm keeping an eye on a few other sports that are going on.
And don't forget also the spring sports are starting to get ready for training and practice.
And that's not till the end of February. Oh, the one other one in my mind is girls gymnastic had their regionals this week.
That's right.
And I want to throw out Vernon Hills, a shout out to them. They put up another score over 147
and let's not
for the regional final.
Let's not forget Tiffany Owens and Libertyville.
Well, they made it. They made it, but they didn't come up with a score like Vernon Hills. They made it with like 139, but Vernon Hills is leading the pack in the entire state of Illinois.
You know, I don't want to disrespect our Lake Zurich fans here tonight, but I think after that resounding win by Libertyville this past week, even though Stevenson did split with Libertyville, I think I can say with confidence that Libertyville is either first or 1B with Carmel right now in Lake County.
Well, we'll see where it goes out there. I don't know. So we're going to take a break. We'll come back. We've been put into the dark out here. I don't know why. They like to put out the backdrop here of the lights and make it that setting. I know we've been out to Grant. They like to do this too.
Well, you got to remember, Rusty, we're in the Bears den, so it's always dark in those bear caves, all right?
They can be. But did you know that you have to feed the bears to make things work?
I'll feed them you. Is that okay?
No, I'm not interested in getting involved with that. Maybe you can find something to hand off to them.
I'm not giving my pizza here.
That I figured you do. We'll take a break. Back with more of the pregame show right here at Lake Zurich. Coming up, we've got the Scouts and the Bears right here on WRLR.
98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Illinois. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Illinois High School Association and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
The law firm of O'Keefe, Lewis, and Bruno PC is proud to sponsor another season of high school sports on WRLR. Lake County has a rich tradition of high school sports, which WRLR broadcasts and streams to the entire community. If you are thinking of buying or selling a home or business, or have a question on how COVID affects your home or business, O'Keefe, Lewis, and Bruno can help you. Their number is 847-675-4790.
Where's a good place to find sports? Right here on WRLR 98.3 FM. You know the show? It's called The Sports Corner with the Sports Guys. We've got Don Johnson. We've got Bruce Becker, Rusty Silber, and we got you, the listeners. Make sure you listen in each and every Saturday morning to hear the national and local sports from 8 to 10 o'clock right here on WRLR 98.3 FM.
If you're talking, they will hear you every single time.
Oh, we're getting killed.
Yeah, well, Kyle's not here.
How come?
Kicked off the team. Didn't Tim tell you? Kyle and some other kids got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah. Zero tolerance. He's out for the season.
Come on, it's a first offense, right?
That we know of. But why should that matter? He knew not to drink. I've made it clear to Matt that's what we expect from him. What have you said to Tim?
Nothing really. You know, a lot of kids try it at this age, so...
Yeah, well, a lot of kids don't try it too. I'm not saying that Matt's going to be this perfect kid, but if I don't tell him what we expect and why he shouldn't drink, how's he going to know?
You think kids that age really listen?
They never admit it, Bill, but they hear more than you think.
Talk. They hear you. For more information about talking with kids about underage drinking, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common. They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Illinois high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Illinois High School Association and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Welcome back to Lake Zurich High School. Pregame show tonight. Our basketball game with Lake Zurich hosting Lake Forest. Big matchup in the North Suburban Conference. Our first opportunity to see both of these teams this year. And Lake Forest is just starting to get themselves back to health and playing some decent basketball. And Carson Beck, who's with me here, Rusty Silver. You know, when you talk about the Lake Forest Scouts, we have talked about the fact that Asa Thomas is their leader. Awfully good player on this team, headed to Clemson. But what concerns me is how healthy he is. I mean, is he healthy? There is some concern of another possible player that could have an ankle injury, and trying to stay healthy is the important thing for Phil Escala. As we get into February, they know they have he knows that they can't win the conference right now. They're 2 games behind the leaders of Libertyville and Stevenson, or 3 behind. But you got to say that this is a team, and we've said this for the last month, if this team gets healthy, they could do a lot of things in Class 3A.
You know, Rusty, you mentioned the health, and even when Asa Thomas was out, they were still playing competitive basketball, and now that he's here, I'm sure Lake Zurich has a scheme to guard him. And I want to know, all right, we know Asa Thomas is a great player heading to Clemson, but who's going to be a supporting cast member? Who's going to be the one when, if he's struggling, to step up to the plate for the big shots?
Mm-hmm. Well, there is somebody else there, believe it or not, because Asa Thomas, he does do a lot of scoring. Here's a guy that puts up 15, 20 points. He can shoot from the outside. He can also give you some drives to the basket. But there's another guy by the name of Tommy Eberle. Here's a guy that's been shooting the basketball for the last few years along with Asa Thomas, and he can hit the outside shots when you want it.
Yeah, Rusty, I can totally see that too, and that's beneficial because Asa Thomas can both shoot from inside and outside. So if you especially have an outside threat to assist Thomas, that's how you can pad the lead. And, you know, despite Lake Zurich being a little bit below 500 and being 4-6 in conference, watch out for Lake Zurich. You know, Rusty, they were hanging around by 10 against Libertyville, and last Friday night when the Warren Blue Devils came here, it was a back and forth nail biter until the final seconds. So Lake Zurich is certainly a competitive squad, and they're definitely improved from previous years. So anything's possible in the Bears' den. We saw that a couple weeks back when Warren upset Libertyville. So don't count out Lake Zurich by any stretch of the imagination.
You know, when you look at Lake Forest, though, and I'm looking down their lineup, they're going to start here tonight. You got 4 seniors on this squad that have seen a lot of time over the last few years. And, you know, a lot of times we see youth that's on teams that help and make them be a pretty good, athletic team. But when you got 4 seniors out there, how much does that make a difference?
It makes a lot of difference, Rusty, because that indicates that they've probably been in pressure situations. They have experience. Maybe if these stands continue the way they are, packed with a band, maybe they're persevering through these sorts of challenges. So it's always those minor details, the little loud crowd, or maybe not being used to shooting free throws in a late situation. And when you have when you have a lot of experience, you probably have struggles that you can build upon for big matchups like tonight against the Lake Forest Scouts.
All right, Lake Zurich Bears, they've got a big guy of their own. They've got a sophomore here that can match up with Asa Thomas. Not an experience, but at least with height, 6'6", and that's Anton Steindikoff. I want to see what this guy can do for a sophomore, how good he is. I'm watching him warm up on the floor. Looks like he's got some ability. But we'll see how well, if he matches up, and I'm sure he will, height against height. And with Asa Thomas, this is going to be a challenge because Asa Thomas is going off to Clemson next year. He's got to be saying, hey, I'm going against one of the best players in the North Suburban Conference.
You know, Rusty, I give a lot of credit for Lake Zurich because looking here, only one senior, the rest are juniors or below in the starting lineup. And that shows that they've probably matured a fair amount, and this is probably their first year playing in varsity. And they've been playing competitive basketball. And now what I want to see going up against Asa Thomas, do you risk double-teaming him thinking that you can handle one of these other scout players getting loose? Or do you say, no, we're going to find a different strategy, whether it's full-court press or other ways to get the ball out of the scouts? So I'm interested with the defensive scheme that Lake Zurich comes. When we saw Mundelein last week at Stevenson, they didn't allow inside passes, for example. They pressed up against midcourt. So there are different ways of going about playing a team that may have one or two superstars.
Well, Lake Zurich has some other guys that may have a little bit of experience. You mentioned the one senior, Brendan Powers, at 6'4". You got Ryan Carroll, who's a 6-foot junior. Jonathan Gliaka, 5'10" junior. I got a feeling he's got some shooting ability from the outside. And then you also have Ben Koani, and he looks like a guy that might be able to do something, at least on the swing, or at least on the chance of a small forward, maybe get some shots off from the outside or work his way inside. So there is some players, even off the bench, that might be able to help out. You know, I'm looking down the list. I'm looking for some football players that might help out here. There might be one or two that played on that outstanding football team, you know, that went pretty far in the fall.
Yeah, Rusty, that's usually what I think about when I come to these schools. And it's not just football. I know these schools have great lacrosse programs. Both girls' basketball teams are usually pretty respectable. So looks like we're in for a treat, Rusty, here tonight at the Bears Den as both sides of the gym get packed, and we're getting treated with some nice music by the Lake Zurich Band, too. I know a little tradition they do, Rusty. The band likes to bang the drum when it's like a big series of events coming. It's the Bears Den. They like to make it loud and scary.
All right, well, speaking of loud, the rest of the North Suburban Conference tonight outside of this game, they turned it off in the nick of time. Mundelein at Libertyville. A little rivalry against two teams.
And I just want to bring a note on that game. I heard that Aiden Boone had an ankle injury, and he didn't play in the last game here against Lake Zurich. So with him out and potentially Booker out.
Well, Booker's back. I heard that.
Okay. But even with the removal of Boone, I don't want to say Mundelein lacks a true big man, but I think that can help matchup-wise. And, yes, the game's at Libertyville, so Willoughby and Bishop are certainly a tough combo to guard. I'm interested to see how close Mundelein can be in that game if Boone remains out.
Keep an eye on that. Some other games to watch tonight. Warren at Waukegan. That should be a nice matchup. Kind of a little rivalry there when those teams meet up on the court.
Remember, Rusty, one thing that comes to mind when I think of Warren and Waukegan is the greatest battle in Lake County history. Brandon Paul of Warren versus Jeremy Richmond of Waukegan, the buzzer beater. But, yeah, watching Warren lately against Libertyville, their win here against Lake Zurich, they're finding a way to close games in Zach Ryan's first year. So, you know, I always say that the Dog Pound, Waukegan's arena is one of the toughest places to play. And I was talking to the coaches earlier today. Is this the toughest environment that you guys are going into on the road? And they said yes. The Dog Pound is not a place where victories come easily. So I'm interested to see how they play, especially that Waukegan is basically at full health. And we've seen them be competitive in their loss last week, a close one to Mundelein, and then beating Zion earlier this week.
All right, the other game has Zion Benton at Stevenson. Zion Benton has not won a game, and here we are into February. I'm dumbfounded. I can't believe this.
I would have never guessed in a million years that Zion would have no wins up to this point. I'm used to the great teams like Admiral Schofield walking into that historic gym. And, you know, I've seen them play against Warren. They're a young squad. They have a little turnover problem, but, you know, they still find ways to score. They're fairly competitive. Don't let the record fool you by any stretch of the means. We kind of saw this with Waukegan the past couple years. So I think it'll be a good battle, but I think Stevenson might be the better team tonight.
Northern Lake County Conference battles there. Antioch on the road at Grays Lake North. Grant is at Wakanda. Wakanda took on a Yorkville Christian team the other night and lost to them by 10 points on the road. They found out how good Yorkville Christian actually is. North Chicago is at Lakes, and Round Lake is at Grays Lake Central. Carmel has been playing some better basketball as of late. They had a couple wins in the East Suburban Catholic.
What did you say Antioch's playing?
Antioch's at Grays Lake North.
Ooh, that should be a good battle. Antioch's been playing great basketball lately.
East Suburban Catholic, back where I was. St. Viator is at Carmel tonight. Nice rival game there. And that should be good, as I mentioned about Carmel, the way they're playing. Recently, I think they're winners of 2 of the last 3 games. Central Suburban North, Deerfield is at Highland Park. And Main East at Vernon Hills. Deerfield with their big win over Niles North. Now tied with the Vikings as they're coming down to the last few games in that conference.
Tonight?
They've got Maine West.
Okay, so both have favorable matchups to stay in first place.
Yeah, they should have favorable matchups coming up onto that. Some games tomorrow, non-conference games, Lake Zurich at Vernon Hills, Maine West at Round Lake. Guilford will be at Stevenson. That could be interesting. Libertyville travels to Rolling Meadows. Don't tell me I would like to be out there to see that one, to see how Libertyville, if Boone is back, they have to deal with Cam Christie. That would be an interesting matchup to see.
I think a lot of those matchups seem fairly equal. I'm interested to see how Lake Zurich does.
Rolling Meadows could get the #1 seed in the New Trier sectional in the coming weeks, so this might have a lot of meaning for both teams going into that sectional, especially where they're going to be placed. At Lake Forest, Highland Park at Lake Park, Niles North against Lake Forest tomorrow. That could be an interesting matchup in a shootout. And Deerfield's taking on Edgewood, Wisconsin at Racine Prairie School up in Cheeseland territory. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. The opening tip is coming up next right here on WRLR.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Tune in every Monday night at 7 p.m. right here on WRLR 98.3 FM. I'm Marty Love, the host of Bacon Bits with Master Hackers.
And I'm not alone.
You're not?
I am not. I'm here with my bestest buddy.
Tiffany!
There you go.
We've all got reasons to be scared, angry, or sad. Happiness is outnumbered 3-1. Give us a little bit of your time, and we'll see if we can give you a reason to smile. That's Bacon Bits with Master Hackers, Monday nights at 7 p.m.
Isn't it nice?
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Maybe you're not sure how you'll make rent, or you lost your job. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light. Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need.
211, how can I help you?
Call or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected. Get help. A message from United Way and the Ad Council.
Listen to the sounds of Soul Suite and receive a weekly dose of a musical revolution. I am your sweet lady. Join me every Wednesday night from 6 to 9 p.m. as I introduce to you the latest sounds of independent soul music, interview the legends of soul music, and interesting people you should know about. I promise it'll be a stone gas honey.
More and more these days, it feels like sports are losing out to hype. Who dissed who? Who signed the fattest contract? Who got busted for cheating? Lost 2 is the unique capacity sports have to inspire us, to unite us. Well, great news, sports fans. Sports are still being played for the right reasons. They're still as entertaining as they are character building. You just have to know where to find it. And you only have to look as far as your local Illinois high school. You know, the place where the games are exciting, concessions are affordable, and the parking is free. Where the emphasis is on hustle and heart instead of hype. If you prefer real, honest-to-goodness sport played for all the right reasons, you'll find it at your hometown high school. High school sports. Games are being played this weekend at an Illinois high school near you. Okay, everybody, who's in?
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Continue with the North Suburban Conference as we get into February. We could put 2 Lake teams together and still get a battle in this North Suburban Conference. And tonight, we got the Lake Forest Scouts in a big battle with the Lake Zurich Bears. Who's going to come away with this victory here tonight? We'll find out rather soon right here on WRLR. Carson Beck, Rusty Silver here on hand at Lake Zurich High School. Oh, we're ready for this one, and so are the fans that have come out here in this beautiful, beautiful facility. I feel like we're in the rafters up here. Carson, how you doing? And you got what, starting lineup?
Absolutely, Rusty. Let's start with the visiting Lake Forest Scouts. Number 1, Noah Portalanen, number 0, the guard. And then Tommy Aberley, number 2. Jacoram Shabaker, number 3, guard as well. Anthony Mordini, number 4, the forward. And then Asa Thomas, number 5, the guard and forward, heading off to Clemson next year. And then for the home Lake Zurich Bears, Brendan Powers, number 3, senior. And then Ryan Carroll, the junior, number 5. Jonathan Felica, number 11, junior. Ben Kochani, number 22, the junior as well. And then number 41, Anton Sterlenikovic at number 41, only a sophomore.
All right, one change from Lake Forest, which I had a feeling was going to happen. Noah Pontalin, apparently not in the starting lineup, but he will be coming in off the bench. They decided to go with Effie Yardanici, apparently off the bench. He is a 6-foot junior. Here we go. We're ready to go. Asa Thomas, Stanonovich, and the tip comes down to the Scouts as they get the ball first in the backcourt. I got a feeling this is going to be a close game. A lot of good defense on both sides.
It looks like Lake Zurich's coming out with a 2-3 zone to start this game.
Working around up on top. Uh-oh, look out. His ball knocked away and stolen away, but Thomas does a good job, picks it up, keeps it alive. Pass down low.
Yeah, Ryan Carroll tried getting in the passing lane there for Lake Zurich.
Anybody to make something work here. Aberlee working around, working the ball around. Stonebacker working the baseline. A little one-handed shot off the rim, not going to go. And we got a tie-up and a jump ball. This will go to the Bears.
You know, Rusty, I'm really liking, even though they didn't capitalize here, Lake Forest moving the ball around from side to side. And that's going to fatigue Lake Zurich if they keep moving the ball this efficiently.
30 seconds into this game, just underway here at Lake Zurich High School. Lake Forest turned on some pressure. Long three-point shot from the corner, not going to go. Tipped out of bounds. This will belong to Lake Forest. Brendan Powers tried to launch one from the corner.
Yeah, and Ryan Carroll wanted to battle Asa Thomas for that rebound, but Thomas said, no, sir.
Ooh, a little pressure by Lake Zurich at a half court. Phil Lascaux, the head coach for Lake Forest, and a travel call in the backcourt as one of the scouts gets called for it, and that's Effie Yarmichi. I'm a little surprised by that.
Yeah, it's a little surprising, but maybe Lake Zurich has a wrinkle on how efficient that full court press works, and they switched from 2-3 already to a 3-2 zone.
By the way, Terry Coughlin, the head coach from Lake Zurich, came over here a few years back out of New Trier. Long three from the left side. That's going to go in. Count the bucket for Ryan Carroll. So the Bears are up 3-0.
And you can give Mr. Brendan Powers the kudos on the assist on that play.
And Phil Scala thinks his team's a little off stride, believe it or not. He takes a timeout, a 30-second timeout, just a minute and 21 into this game. They're down 3-0. And we'll keep it right here. Carson, you said there was a little wrinkle that Lake Zurich was doing. What do you see that's different that maybe Phil Escala doesn't like? Because he's really going after his team right now on the court.
Well, when I was watching film on Lake Zurich, they didn't really show this sort of press in the first half. They kind of waited until things got into crunch time against Warren last Friday to doing that. But, yeah, so maybe what Escala's saying, hey, look out. They're bringing that press. They already switched from a 2-3 to a 2-3 to a 3-2 zone, so maybe they'll be going back and forth with those different defensive rotations.
Asa Thomas actually helping out up on top, if that will work, maybe. Schubacher driving in, trying to get it down low, tie up double team, and finding a way into the bucket. We got 2 points for the Scouts. Credit the bucket to Anthony Mordini.
Yeah, nice dish down low. Lake Forest still passing the ball around well.
Pieka will work it back on top. Really high up on the end of the court here. The Bears trying to work something down. Look out, missed pass, saved over on the far side here by Carroll.
Now it looks like Lake Forest showing a little 2-3 zone as well as a half-court trap early.
Bakovic tried to throw it off, went off the leg of one of the Scouts, and they're going to say it's off the leg and take it out of bounds there. I guess in not high school, but if you want to think of college or the pros, that would be resetting the shot clock. But we don't have that here yet.
Right.
That might be in existence next year, believe it or not.
Yeah, you can't kick the ball. It's not soccer, Rusty. I know how much you love soccer.
A couple more months when we get to the spring season. Pakovic into the corner, wide open, long three, off the rim, up in the air, tip, not going to go. Scouts come away with the rebound.
Nice rebound by Jakam Schubacher for Lake Forest.
Nice feed underneath. Back door wide open as Schubacher gets the bucket. 4-3.
You know, that's a tricky play to defend, doing back door.
Long shot from the right wing in the corner, not going to go. That went off the mark here by the Bears.
Another rebound for Schubacher there. He has got two tonight.
Into the corner, back up top. Thomas knocked away into the backcourt. Chase. Thomas is going to get it with his long arms, long reach.
And because Lake Zurich touched it, it will not be a backcourt as Thomas brings it back out.
Interesting to see Thomas now handling the point after the opening possession. Out to the corner. Baseline move going in. Shot off the glass. Count that for two. As good a run there by Niramichi. That name's getting me. Drive into hoop off the glass. That's 2 points for the Bears. As Pepovic comes up with that one.
Nice cut to the basket for Pepovic there.
6-5 our score. Scouts with a 1 point lead almost halfway through the opening quarter. Aberley running the point off to the left. They work it down to Thomas, left side near the baseline. Baseline move, cut off there.
Oh, yeah, lucky he didn't step out of bounds there.
Other side of the court. Aberley driving in, little scoop, going to get 2 points on that one.
Yeah, Thomas got lucky that he didn't step out of bounds near the baseline, but nice basket there by
Look out, double
Aberley.
team, ball loose. Lake Forest gets a nice feed. Aberley sends it off, chance to get a shot. No, comes back to the top, long three, good. Count it, Lake Forest makes that work. Big bucket on that one. Is that Thomas that gets the bucket? 11-5. Timeout taken by the Lake Zurich Bears. Scouts out in front. We'll take a timeout back right after this. High school basketball right here on WRLR.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Maybe you're not sure how you'll make rent, or you lost your job. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light. Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need.
211, how can I help you?
Call or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected. Get help. A message from United Way and the Ad Council.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
back here in Lake Zurich. 11-5 Scouts jumping out to a big lead here. And Carson Beck, Rusty Silver here with you. 4:02 left in the opening quarter. And Carson, Lake Forest really putting on the pressure in the defense.
You know, an unappreciated mark of basketball that Lake Forest is doing well earlier, off-ball screens, getting players open. When you set a screen, that usually leaves the screener wide open. And I'm noticing that they're utilizing that.
Lake Zurich trying to find any opening. Back to the outside, long three. Good. Count that big bucket for the Bears.
And it's a player coming off the bench, Mr. Michael Bonezzi for Lake Zurich, only a sophomore.
Youth to be served on that one. That was a nice three. 11-8 cuts the lead in half. Lake Forest, Asa Thomas again running the show up on top. The Clemson product looking for help inside. Now they work it down low. Eberly, had it, lost it, knocked away.
A nice steal by Bonezzi there.
Lake Zurich trying to work down themselves. Cross-court pass, look out, knocked away by Thomas. Bears get it back. Work it back to the top. Wide open, long three, short off the rim. That one off the mark by Popovic. And here come the Scouts.
It seems like Lake Zurich sort of living and dying with the three-point game tonight.
Long three, and that's good. That was from 22 for Thomas.
That was near the Lake Zurich Bears logo, Mr. Rusty. That was Steph Curry range.
I don't know about there, but it was pretty close. 14-8. Double team gets out of the double team, driving the hoop. Now open in the corner. Somebody is down for the Scouts, and we got a charge.
And it looks like they're probably going to get Brendan Powers up, and that's exactly who they'll get for the charge, as when he was attacking the basket and dishing the assist, he lowered his shoulder, and that's not going to fly for this officiating crew tonight. And that sends Brendan Powers to the bench as number 10, Keon Haynes, the junior forward for the Bears, checks in.
All right, a couple changes. And the Scouts threw the ball away.
Third turnover tonight for the Scouts. Not one yet for Lake Zurich.
Carroll trying to get it inside. Turnaround move, short range, and off the glass. Nice job by the sophomore. Steinikov did a good job to get that turnaround shot inside and get
Another sophomore stepping up to the plate for the Bears, and he gave it a nice little kiss off the backboard on that shot.
4-point lead for the Scouts. A little pressure, 1-2-2. Scouts break it. Thomas on top. Look out, try to get the ball down off the hands of Haynes into the corner, loose. Battle for the ball goes out of bounds. Referee say it belongs to the Bears, and with the Bears student section over there to help them out.
The Bears then is surely happy about that, and they will also be happy about that's the fourth turnover tonight for the Scouts, and not one yet for Lake Zurich, as Powers checks back in as Ryan Carroll checks out for Lake Zurich.
2-minute mark of the opening quarter. Look out, and traveling is going to be called. And off balance, couldn't do anything on that as Popovich got caught.
And just when I said no turnovers, Lake Zurich commits their first turnover tonight, and checking in for the Bears, for Lake Zurich, we got number 10 for Lake Forest. That gentleman's name is Ife Yardemichi, checking in for the Scouts.
Asa Thomas again from 22 off the back of the iron. Not going to go.
A little too strong.
Rebound coming in for the Bears.
A little too strong there on that long three-point shot.
Popovich sends it back out. Three-pointer not going to work. Tip in the air. Comes back down as Steinovich had it, and then comes back out. He's going to throw a long three off the back of the iron. Not going to go. And the Scouts come away with the rebound.
Like I said, Rusty, Lake Zurich's surely living by the three tonight, and they may be dying
out to the corner. That's one off the three-point iron that goes off the iron. Not going to go. Fight for the rebound, and we got a foul. Got a little reach in after Steinikov got the board for the Bears, and the reach in is going to go against the Scouts here.
Yeah, when Steinikov got the rebound, number 4, Anthony Mordini, was a little too aggressive, kind of getting his hand in the cookie jar, if you will, of that Lake Zurich player's chest, and the refs won't tolerate it, as both teams have committed only one foul thus far.
Both coaches going to the bench a little bit. They can to get some help. Pressure above the arc here, looking at three. Nope. Bears are going to bring this back out. Bounce pass. He's going to be sent back out. They work it back to the top. A little bit of work with a triangle here on top, if they can make that work.
Let's say a 2-3 zone by Lake Forest.
They work it down low, and Steinikov's going to get the short range bucket.
kudos to him. He had to go over 2 scout defenders down low, but he got the friendly home hop on that shot.
Scouts break the 1-2-2. Thomas. They work it down low. Aberle tied up. A good save here with that ball not going out of bounds. Now cross-court pass. Back up top to Thomas. Now he's on the emblem. I want to see if he's going to shoot from there. That's more like 25. That's Curry range right there.
He's not afraid to shoot it tonight. Both teams really shooting a lot of threes tonight, Rusty. And it looks like Lake Forest wants to play for the final shot of the quarter.
Down to about 10 seconds. Working around the top of the arc. Yazmechi going to send it back to Thomas. Thomas going to go baseline. Goes in. Floater. Nope, missed it. Got hit in the arm. And we got free throws coming up. Terry Coughlin not too happy with the foul. It's going to be on Haynes, his first.
Yep.
2.3 left on the clock. Asa Thomas. Free throw is good.
And it
got one more coming. He's got 7 points.
Oh,
the team's 15.
Looks like Coach Lascala is trying to bring in a new scout player.
Second one, also good.
Yeah, they're going to bring in Hudson Scroggins into the game as Asa Thomas gets a quick breather as the tail end of the first quarter is about to expire.
Thomas makes them both. He's got 8, 2.3 left. He's get a shot up long. Shot off the side of the backboard. Not going to count anywhere. Not really anywhere close to the rim. 16-12 is where we stand after one. Scouts with the lead over the Bears. Back with more high school basketball right here on WRLR.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
The law firm of O'Keefe, Lewis, and Bruno PC is proud to sponsor another season of high school sports on WRLR. Lake County has a rich tradition of high school sports, which WRLR broadcasts and streams to the entire community. If you are thinking of buying or selling a home or business, or have a question on how COVID affects your home or business, O'Keefe, Lewis, and Bruno can help you. Their number is 847-675-4790.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Welcome back. High school basketball here on WRLR. Reminder, next week we are taking our way to Libertyville. Could be considered the North Suburban Conference Championship. I can't wait for this. I love saying that.
For boys or girls, Rusty?
For the boys.
All right.
The championship's already been decided on the girls right now. Libertyville, the way they beat Lake Zurich. Yep.
So, Stevenson's 2 games behind. You're right. Even though Stevenson split the series with the Wildcats.
Oh, we'll catch up with that later. Right now, though, the Scouts have the basketball.
The Bears then getting a little more packed as the game goes on, Rusty.
Let's see what we do here. Asa Thomas is on the bench. Scroggins is in there for the time being. Working to the left side. Aberle back up on top.
He thought about shooting that 3, but he hesitated.
Comes back outside. Scroggins sends it over to the wing here. Schoenbacher back to the top to Aberle. Lake Forest being very, very patient on top. Aberle is the second best shooter on the team.
I think Lake Zurich's now shifted to a 1-3-1.
Scroggins, a good move. Got a little roll on the rim to drop in. Good bucket.
Yes, nice basket for him. First points of the night for Scroggins as Lake Forest continues to move the ball well.
Into the corner. Any chance for 3? No. Back to the top. Now a long 3 going to be taken. Rattled the rim. Nope, not going to go. Tipped around, loose.
Powers try keeping it alive.
Rolling on the ground. That's going to be a jump ball, but it could have been a travel. This will stay with the Lake Zurich Bears.
And sometimes they even call fouls if you fall too aggressively, but it seems like Asa Thomas is going to check out as Valerian Toeo is checking out for the Scouts.
I think you meant Thomas was coming back in.
Yeah, that's it.
Scroggins is out. Well, Scroggins is in. The other guy was out.
Yeah,
working down low, little turnaround move, and a shot goes in. No, travel was called. I thought that was a good move to the inside, and there was a foul on there.
I think the way
Stankovov was going to get.
I think the way he was pivoting and sort of trying to draw contact, I think he was hoping that he'd be bailed out from the travel by possibly going to the free throw line, but the ref said, no, you traveled first.
Scouts again breaking that 1-2-2 press. Thomas up on top left side, working to the left side. Everly back to Thomas, works it back to the corner. Scrogan's going to go in off the glass. He's going to get two, and they called an offensive foul here on Scrogan's as he went in. He got the layup, but I guess he pushed the left arm like a stiff arm on that play.
Sometimes, in rare occasions, if you get the shot up before the offensive foul, sometimes the refs will count the basket, but not in this case. It seemed like it was too close.
Double team, triple team almost. Pass down to the wing. They pick up on the three-point shot. Knocked away, and Thomas gets a steal.
Yeah, Powers tried throwing it off Asa Thomas, and Thomas said, no, sir, I'm going to take the ball from you.
Thomas wide open, stops, pops the three, and drains it.
That is his third triple tonight. All of his points coming from three-point land, Mr. Rusty. 9 points.
Along with a couple free throws, too. He's got 11.
Oh.
They tried to get it to Stankovic, and that was knocked away. Thomas, another steal. Drops off a pass, going down low, tied up, back to the outside. Thomas is open, stops, pops from the left. He made it, hit the deck. They'll give him the three, and that makes it a 24-12 game. Terry Coughlin, the coach for the Bears, calling for a timeout.
Yeah, and Wake Forest continuing to move the ball well. Hudson Scroggins found Asa Thomas, and even though he was falling, he knocked it down.
All right, we'll take a break. 12-point lead for the Scouts. 5:47 left in the second. Back on basketball here from Lake Zurich right after this.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
The law firm of O'Keefe, Lewis, and Bruno PC is proud to sponsor another season of high school sports on WRLR. Lake County has a rich tradition of high school sports, which WRLR broadcasts and streams to the entire community. If you are thinking of buying or selling a home or business, or have a question on how COVID affects your home or business, O'Keefe, Lewis, and Bruno can help you. Their number is 847-675-4790.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
24-12, 5:47 left in the second quarter. Carson back, Rusty Silver on hand. Asa Thomas looking pretty good right now. 14 points of the team's 24. And all I can say is the way he's playing, he could play in college. We haven't had a chance to see him, since last year.
I know today is Michael Jordan Day, 2-3, but Asa Thomas kind of playing like Steph Curry, shooting three-pointers, 4 of them tonight. He even knocked that one down as he was falling down. So Thomas with the hot hand.
Pass down, lookout, stolen away. Lead pass, wide open. Another scout layup in for the bucket.
Yes,
Scroggins.
Yes, Scroggins gets his second basket tonight, and that play was set up from the steal by number 4, Anthony Mordini.
Long three from the outside, made perfectly by Carroll. That's a big three to break down the little bit of a run here by the Scouts.
Yeah, you hear that drum banging, Rusty? That means that they want a big play coming.
Thomas breaks the timeline, little pressure there. They push it back. Aberly up on top against the Bears. Bears staying pretty much in a zone here.
Seems like both teams are loving the three-pointers tonight, Rusty.
Well, you get open, take it. Aberly tied up on a double team, not going to work, sends it back out. They're working around the perimeter. Around the arc here, Thomas off to the right.
Be careful, they're too close to midcourt.
Scroggins back cross court. Aberly going to drive left side, bounces down to Thomas. Thomas along the baseline trying to work his way inside. Little turnaround jumper short. Hit the rim and bounce back, and Scroggins got the rebound. Second chance now for the Scouts. Mordini work it back out to Thomas. Mordini sending it about low. Tipped. Saves down low. Thomas, had a hand on it. Body's going one way. The arm's going the other. Off his hands and out of bounds.
Yes, that pass there from Alberly was a little too far for Thomas to corral. And checking in for the Bears, number 10, Keon Haynes for the Lake Zurich Bears.
Coughlin trying to switch things up. Long cross-court pass. Corralled there. by Bonzi. Bonzi going to send it back to the top, working around here. Anything to work. Popovich, Haynes, working it down low. Nice shot off the glass, hits the rim, not going to stay. Haynes got the rebound, but he stepped on the baseline, out of bounds.
Yeah, Haynes was well guarded down low by Scroggins. Could have gone either way, but they're going to say Lake Forest will commit their 5th turnover. Both teams with 5 turnovers on the night so far, Rusty.
3:43 left in the second. 26-15 Scouts. Pressure midcourt, getting through almost. Eberle tried to kind of dart his way through a sandwich and got tripped up there by Haynes.
Yep, Haynes going to pick up his 2nd personal foul, the 3rd for Lake Zurich. Lake Forest has only committed 2 fouls thus far here in the first half.
Thomas against Haynes, off to the left. Work it back to the top. Mordini sends it to the corner. Working it down low. 2 Scouts going after the ball at the same time, and somehow a shot was put up, and battle for ball rolls out of bounds, and it goes to the Scouts.
Yeah, Mr. Mordini was battling down low with Popovich for that ball, as Mordini got his own offensive rebound, and luckily they'll keep the possession alive for the Scouts.
Pressure on top, driving in. Oh, no place to go for Mordini. He made a little Euro step and stopped in the lane. And when you go with a Euro step, you got to keep going, or it's called a travel.
Right, 6th turnover the game for Lake Forest, and now a substitution for the Bears as number 30, Michael Boenzi, the sophomore, checking in for Lake Zurich.
Powers, they work it to the wing. And trying to get shot. That ball is nearly taken away. Popovich going to get it, sends it to the corner. Long 3, not going to go, tipped. And here come the Scouts. What a move. And on 1 foot, taking it down the court. Eberle going to get a shot up, and they're going to call a blocking foul. Went off the rim. For a second, I thought it was going to be an offensive foul.
It could have gone either way. They're going to get Popovich for the foul. And it looks like Lake Forest is going to bring in a substitution here. Number 14, Balurin Taweo.
Free throw goes up and in. First free throw for Eberle.
Did you know it was also the first free throw for either team tonight, Rusty? I think I got him there.
Eberle with 3 points on the evening. Second free throw is up, and that one rattles the rim, comes out. Bears come down with the rebound. Popovic in the front court. Zankovic going to put a half-hearted hook, and that's going to go off the back of the rim, not going to go.
Give Mordini credit on that defense.
Out to the wing, comes back to the top, Thomas. Back to the left side. Now comes back to Thomas. Thomas up top and feeds in the middle. Nice little feed underneath, up and in. Boy, the Scouts just maneuvered their way to the basket with just passes and credit the bucket to Mordini.
And kudos to the assist for Eberle.
Scouts trying to work that ball down low. Think of it, can't get a pass off, and this one's stolen away again.
Nice steal there by number 14, Scroggins.
Long 3 from 25, wow. And Thomas hits.
That is his 5th triple of the night, Rusty, as he is on fire with 17 points here in the second quarter.
Terry Coughlin quickly jumped off the bench and said, I want to take another timeout. 17 points. Thomas 5 threes and 2 free throws.
And, you know, that's the difference maker in this ball game, as it's a 17-point game. So be grateful that you have a sharpshooter like Mr. Thomas tonight.
Well, you know, I've watched him all 4 years, and there is no doubt that he worked on his shooting from the outside right off the bat when he was a freshman, a sophomore. I should say freshman year, he went to the basketball. Right. Sophomore year, junior year, he started working on that outside shot. And he's so smooth. He really is when he releases it.
And notice Lake Zurich decided they're better off playing the zone rather than potentially double-teaming Thomas. So we'll see if Lake Zurich sticks with that game plan moving forward. But right now, I would switch to a 3-2. We've seen that before, given Lake Forest's three-point ability.
1:47 left in the second quarter, and somehow Lake Zurich's got to find something of a run here in the later stretches. Baseline move past the top, tipped away, it goes to the backcourt, out of bounds. Another turnover for the Bears. And the Scouts will have the ball here with 96 seconds left until halftime.
And not a smart decision throwing it that far back. I would have gone inside if you were Lake Zurich. There were certainly some players open down on the elbow.
Thomas outside, picked up right away. No chance to get a shot there. Work it off to the right side. And back over to Thomas, and quickly a double team comes at him. They pull off on one. Thomas going to send one to the corner. Scrogan's back up on top.
Lake Zurich still sticking with the 2-3 zone.
Aberle, Thomas, yeah, but they're matching up on Thomas anytime he gets that ball,
I would
too.
double team.
Lead pass, Thomas, baseline, looked like he wanted to shoot. No, cross-court pass. Whoa! He threw that over his player and into the Bears' den, and somebody from the Bears' den in the front row tried to take a shot from the Bears' den. You were a little short on that one. I can't say I've seen anybody from the student section do that before.
I think that was a better shot than you and I could put up. That was the 7th turnover of the game for Lake Forest.
I wonder if you could throw a technical against a team that does that, a student section. That's kind of interesting. Here's a shot here from 12. That one goes in and out, tipped, and Thomas again on the rebound.
Yep.
He can get a triple-double before he's done here tonight. Thomas, Aberle, clock down to 40. They're just going to go for one here. Phil Escala directing traffic from the bench. Pointing out, just bring it out, guys. Bring it out here. Take your time.
I would suggest double teaming Thomas. He's hanging out by that midcourt line.
Something tells me it's not going to be Thomas taking the shot. Might be an Aberle or Mordini, one of those two. Mordini with the Aberle with the dribble off to Thomas, picked up right away. Aberle, one-on-one, final 10 seconds into the corner. Thomas stops, pops another three, and he makes it from the corner.
6-3 of the night for Thomas.
Wow.
20
final
points.
5 seconds. Look out, miss handball. Can a shot go up? Yep, it can. Up in the air, in and out. Not going to drop for the Bears. And the first half, it is all Scouts. It's all Asa Thomas.
And if it wasn't for him, it would be a tie ball game right now. The 20-point lead, and Thomas the 20 points.
So, no kidding. All right, we'll take a break. Back right after this, as the Scouts have a 35-15 lead over the host Bears. High school football right here. High school basketball right here on WRLR.
Come on, Rusty.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Where's a good place to find sports? Right here on the Sports Corner with the Sports Guys each and every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 o'clock. Why do you want to listen to us? Well, we cover the sports nationally and locally. It could be football, basketball, hockey, soccer, local sports. Oh, we'll throw in something around the track with auto racing and even some golf, too. And we cover some other sports as well. Make sure you're listening to the Sports Corner with the Sports Guys each and every Saturday morning right here on WRLR 98.3 FM.
If you're talking, they will hear you every single time.
Oh, we're getting killed.
Yeah, well, Kyle's not here.
How come?
Kicked off the team. Didn't Tim tell you? Kyle and some other kids got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah. 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Come on, it's a first offense, right?
That we know of. But why should that matter? He knew not to drink. I've made it clear to Matt that's what we expect from him. What have you said to Tim?
Nothing really. You know, a lot of kids try it at this age, so...
Yeah, well, a lot of kids don't try it, too. I'm not saying that Matt's going to be this perfect kid, but if I don't tell him what we expect and why he shouldn't drink, how's he going to know?
You think kids that age really listen?
They never admit it, Bill, but they hear more than you think.
Talk. They hear you. For more information about talking with kids about underage drinking, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
The law firm of O'Keefe, Lewis, and Bruno PC is proud to sponsor another season of high school sports on WRLR. Lake County has a rich tradition of high school sports, which WRLR broadcasts and streams to the entire community. If you are thinking of buying or selling a home or business, or have a question on how COVID affects your home or business, O'Keefe, Lewis, and Bruno can help you. Their number is 847-675-4790.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Illinois high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Illinois High School Association and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
Hi, this is Ronald Curtis Grace, host of Ear Candy Emporium on WRLR 98.3 FM. Join us every Friday from 4 to 6 p.m. Central Time. We'll play some great music, have a laugh or two, and get the weekend started on the right note. That's Ear Candy Emporium, the home of sweet musical treats, every Friday afternoon from 4 to 6 on WRLR 98.3 FM and online at WRLR.FM.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Back here at Lake Zurich, Carson Beck, Rusty Silver. What a half here for the Lake Forest Scouts. An impressive second quarter, too. 20 points for Lake Forest, 3 only for Lake Zurich. Asa Thomas has 6 threes, 20 points at the break. And what we've seen here, Carson, is what we kind of expected, what Lake Forest has to offer.
You know, Rusty, I said who's going to help Thomas, and I think very well Aberley's done a very good job for the Scouts as well. He's got 3 points so far, and then also number 4, Anthony Mordini, a pair of points as well. And also down low, Hudson Scroggins with 4 points as well. And what I'm really impressed with Lake Forest, that they keep the possession going by keeping Lake Zurich on their heels. Pass here, pass there, pass here, all around the perimeter. And it seems like that's going to fatigue Lake Zurich. Luckily for Lake Zurich, though, you're playing the zone. However, with the 3-point shooting of Asa Thomas, I would maybe flip back from a 2-3 to a 3-2 zone if that's what you're going to stick with. We also saw Lake Zurich show some signs of half-court and full-court press. Is that maybe what you want to do going here to start the second half? You forced 7 turnovers on Lake Forest. Get them a little more antsy with the basketball.
Terry Coughlin in the first half, they led early. They came in with a 3-pointer right away. And Lake Forest looked like they were a little bit shell-shocked with this 1-2-2 zone, but ever since Phil Escala kind of took that break, nothing's really happened in favor of Lake Zurich. It's gone the other way, where there's been runs of points in that first half. You're talking about defensively, but it seems like Lake Zurich can't get their ball where they want to inside. They've gotten a few shots there, but not many.
Exactly, Rusty. And you know what? I give respect to Lake Zurich for shooting outside, but maybe getting into a shooting match with Lake Forest is not your style. When they played Warren, they played a lot more inside ball game. However, Mr. Ryan Carroll has got a pair of threes, but aside from that, only one other 3 from Michael Boenzi. Like I said, I think flip the game plan, go from outside to inside. And what I always say to teams that are trailing, get those points when the clock isn't running. What does that mean? Get some free throw attempts. Lake Zurich didn't even attempt a single free throw in the first half.
Stankovic, who's 6'6", trying to match up with Asa Thomas and vice versa, only has 2 baskets. And probably it's his toughest matchup for the young sophomore that he's had all year.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of these matchups have been flipping around, especially with the fact that Lake Zurich has thrown a lot of wrinkles on defense with 2-3 zone, 3-2 zone, half-court trap. So it seems like a lot of these matchups have been switching around, and it seems like a lot of different people have been guarding Thomas. Maybe you go with whoever's quickest to guard Thomas, but I think you got to stick with something and lock in with it. Either you stick with one of your zones or you got to double team And Thomas is too hot right now to just keep letting him shoot the way he is.
All right. Let's go through some scores around the county. Everyone wants to know what might be happening in Lake County. You found a couple, didn't you?
Yes, Mr. Rusty. In the second quarter, the Warren Blue Devils are up against Waukegan from the Dog Pound, 26-21. In the second quarter, Warren trying to win 3 of their last 4. And then at the end of the first quarter, I saw that Vernon Hills was up there. They were up by a score of 21-18. They're forcing some turnovers tonight against the Maine East Demons. So the Vernon Hills Cougars doing well there. Oh, 16-8. I apologize. 16-8 at the end of the first quarter. Cougars lead. So we'll keep you updated with scores as they keep rolling in. But
yeah, we'll mention the other games that are in the North Suburban tonight. That would be Mundelein at Libertyville, and also Zion Benton at Stevenson. NLCC games, Antioch at Grays Lake North, Grant at Wakanda, North Chicago is at Lakes, Round Lake at Grays Lake Central, St. Viator is at Carmel in the ESCC, Central Suburban North. The other game is the matchup between Deerfield and Highland Park. We had that previous matchup, Highland Park at Deerfield, earlier in the season. And talk about your district rivalry. That game was good because Highland Park was with Deerfield for about 3 quarters before Deerfield kind of ran away with that game in the fourth quarter. So you get a good team, which you get a team that's struggling throughout the year, but you want to get your district rival. They get up for that game, and they try to make it interesting.
yeah, I think Highland Park's taking a little step back. Deerfield, with that huge win against Niles North, puts them in the contention to win the Central Suburban for the first time since, I want to say, 2018 when they won the regional.
All right, back with the third quarter right after this here on WRLR.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
More and more these days, it feels like sports are losing out to hype. Who dissed who? Who signed the fattest contract? Who got busted for cheating? Lost 2 is the unique capacity sports have to inspire us, to unite us. Well, great news, sports fans. Sports are still being played for the right reasons. They're still as entertaining as they are character building. You just have to know where to find it. And you only have to look as far as your local Illinois high school. You know, the place where the games are exciting, concessions are affordable, and the parking is free. Where the emphasis is on hustle and heart instead of hype. If you prefer real, honest-to-goodness sport played for all the right reasons, you'll find it at your hometown high school. High school sports. Games are being played this weekend at an Illinois high school near you. Okay, everybody, who's in?
This message presented by the Illinois High School Association and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome back to Lake Zurich. We start the third quarter. Scouts with the basketball. Moving the ball around. Thomas, Mordini. Oh, they lost it off his hands in the lane, and this will come back to the Bears. So the Bears have the ball here in the front court. See if they make some good changes here. Driving to the hoop. Opportunity off the glass. Not going to go. Rebound. Jankovic going to get it and put it in for 2.
Nice kiss off the backboard there as Saranovic got the easy basket.
Saranovic, is that close? We'll get it right, hopefully, before we're done here. Down pass into the baseline. Thomas double team right away. They got to bring it back out. Aberley now with it. Working down low. Nice little pass underneath. Little reverse type look. Nice bucket there. In for Mordini.
And Mordini having 6 points so far, as he's kind of in the supporting cast.
Look out, double team. Ball goes over the head of a Bear and out of bounds.
And already 2 turnovers in the half for Lake Forest. They had 7. That might be a recipe for both teams had 7 turnovers.
That ball was supposed to go to Popovich, and it went right over his head. 20-point lead early going in the third quarter. Carson Beck, Rusty Silver, getting a taste of the North Suburban. A couple teams we have not seen this year. Between the Scouts and the Bears. And the Scouts are really playing like they're one of the better teams in the conference right now.
Especially against a team that's played really close games against Libertyville and Warren.
Driving to the hoop, shot up, rattles the rim, the glass, and goes in. Count the bucket for Aberley.
Aberley 5 points on the night so far as he got the friendly hop.
22-point lead, 39-17. Popovich trying to drive, gets cut off, lost the ball, mishandled. 4-on-2 break. Lead on the left side. Baseline feed. Back to Morandini. Wide open for an easy layup.
Yeah, nice assist there from Aberle to Mordini.
Past the inside. Driving. Stolen away again. 3-on-3 break this time and knocked away. And this will be a foul. And this will be on one of the Bears. No, I think it's going to be on one of the Scouts. I stand corrected on that. It was after the steal. So I know it was on one of the Bears, and this will stay with Lake Forest.
And I believe it was on number 5, Ryan Carroll.
Long three, Thomas. Oh, no, off the mark there.
Nice rebound.
And on the rebound, we got a foul here on one of the Scouts.
And it looks like they're going to get number 3 of Lake Forest, Joachim Schabiker, with the foul. That is his first.
41-17 off to the left here. They work it back to the middle. Carroll stopped, almost traveled. Sends it out to the left, a little dribble in the lane. And now we got a, what?
Foul down low.
Foul on one of the Scouts.
And it looks like they're going to get number 10, Efi Yardemichi, with the foul. As that is his first foul of the game for the Scouts.
Razy, the one that made that he moved to the basket, created a foul. Jankovic going to send it. Oh, can't finish the short one off the glass.
He was close to getting that offensive rebound there, but number 10, Efi Yardemichi, was not going to let him get it back.
Drive to the hoop, left hand, right hand, not going to work there for Thomas.
Nice corral there by Lake Zurich.
Carroll in the front court, tied up, sends it off to the right side, baseline move. Double team, nowhere to go with it. Now back to the top, tipped by Thomas. Carroll gets it. In the lane, back out, works to the corner, long three, good, count it. Big three for the Bears. They needed that.
Lake Zurich giving them a taste of their own medicine, moving the ball well as Felica found Powers in the corner. So nice three-pointer, first of the night for for Powers.
41-20. Mordini in the lane off the glass, short jumper to get that one to fall in.
Yes, nice kiss off the backboard. 6 points in the half, 10 points on the game.
4.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Powers sends up, nearly kicked away, but kept it going. Working down. Jankovic gets off a shot. Could have been fouled. No call. Big board taken down by the Scouts. Thomas. Baseline move. Mordini underneath. Good. Count it. And a foul. The motion offense for the Scouts.
And it looks like they're going to get Jonathan Felica for the foul. That is going to be his first foul of the game. As 8 points already for number 4, Anthony Mordini. He's starting to be having the hot hand, and it looks like number 10 for the Bears, Keon Haynes, is going to check in, as well as number 14, Hudson Scroggins, and number 15, Valerian Tueo for the Scouts.
Mordini to complete the three-point play. The free throw up short on the rim. Haynes comes down with the rebound. And quickly, Lake Forest back on defense. Up 45-20, 4:05 left of the third. And nearly taken away. Powers going to drive to the hoop off the glass. Nope, rebound taken down by Thomas.
They tried getting the foul. Lake Zurich winning the foul count so far.
Scroggins, left side, baseline move. Nice lead pass underneath. Not going to go, stolen away. 3-on-2 for the Bears. Powers going to send it back to the top.
Nice steal by Felica there.
Working up on top, long jumper, good. Count that from the free throw line. Powers able to finish that one off.
5 second half points for Powers. All of his points coming in the second half, and that all set up by the Lake Zurich steal by Felica.
Scouts well in favor of this one. Mordini into the corner. Battle, we got a couple bells wrapped up. He's going, sends it off cross court. Scroggins, look out, knocked away. Good defense by the Bears here.
Yeah, Felica playing some good on-ball defense against Hudson Scroggins near the back corner, and it looks like Lake Forest wants a timeout, and it looks to be a full timeout.
Phyllis Scala taking time. We'll take time, too. 45-22. 3:09 left in the third. We're back right after this here on WRLR.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Tune in every Monday night at 7 p.m. right here on WRLR 98.3 FM. I'm Marty Love, the host of Bacon Bits with Master Happiness.
And I'm not alone.
You're not?
I am not. I'm here with my bestest buddy. Tiffany. There you go.
We've all got reasons to be scared, angry, or sad. Happiness is outnumbered 3-1. Give us a little bit of your time, and we'll see if we can give you a reason to smile. That's Bacon Bits with Master Happiness. Monday nights at 7 p.m.
Isn't it nice?
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Welcome back to Lake Zurich. Carson Beck, Rusty Silver on hand, and Lake Forest still continues to dominate this game. Lake Zurich trying to work their way back, but there's just too much dominance that's going out here.
I would agree so, but what I'm liking from Lake Zurich is they're not settling for the three-point shot like they were in the first half. They're starting to attack the basket, and they're starting to be rewarded for that. And however, it looks like Mordini is carrying the scoring load for Lake Forest, kind of letting Asa Thomas do other things with the basketball. So, like I said at the beginning of the game, who's going to step up to help Asa Thomas? And it looks to be Mordini with 12 points.
Scouts with the basketball and the big lead. They doubled the point production by the Bears tonight, if you can believe that. Mordini, Scroggins, trying to work inside, outside. Pass to the wing. Mordini down to the baseline. Scroggins might have traveled, no call. Now in the baseline, tied up, back to the top.
Yeah, and Powers was guarding Scroggins pretty well down low. And it looks like Falika's guarding Aberle well.
Aberle tied up, looking for help. He's got the outside. Scroggins going to take it against Haynes. A nice left-handed. Ooh, can't get it to finish in and out of the rim.
Nice corral by Powers there on that defensive rebound.
Powers into the corner here. No chance to do anything. 2-1-2 zone. Powers had it, lost, tripped away, knocked away. Now Mordini had the ball knocked away from him by Haynes.
Ooh, Haynes was lucky that he didn't get called for travel once he got that ball back.
On the wing side, trying to work something into the lane. Now back out, working to the top. Carroll wants to take a three, not going to take it.
He hesitated too long.
Powers baseline jumper up, no good. And the rebound taken out. Baseline to the right, back to top. Oh, Thomas had the ball stripped out of his hands. He didn't see the guy coming from behind. Nice move going into the basket for a layup from the left side. Palenka with the big bucket.
Actually, that was Ryan Carroll, Rusty, and he now has 8 points on the night.
I thought it was Carroll. It was Palenka. It is Carroll. 1:35 left, 45-24. And the Scouts going to pull this out for one shot. Asa Thomas without a bucket in this third quarter. He had 20 starting the half. Thomas pulling in, one-handed shot, can't get it, tip back up, it's good.
And nice job by Mordini sticking with it there. Offensive rebound, and he now has 10 points here in the second half.
And Mordini's been stepping up here doing the load. And we got a kick on the floor. This will stay with the Bears and a couple scout changes.
And it looks like the Scouts are going to bring in 3 new players, as they're going to bring in Joakim Shabaker, as well as number 10, Ife Yardemichi, and Brady Marzella, number 24, for the Scouts.
Bears trying to work it at the right side. Look for help, tipped up in the air and out.
And it looks like it was tipped off of number 15, Balorian Tueo, as Lake Zurich going to inbound here near the scorer's table.
Bears trying to double team pressure to get it off. Haynes, nice feed underneath, left hand goes up and in.
Nice finish by Powers, and that was all set up by Haynes.
40 seconds left. Let's see if Lake Forest takes their time here. Oh, knocked out of the hands. Thomas retains it. Back to Thomas. Goes in, a little flip layup, and it goes in. First points in the third quarter.
And a nice assist there by Efi Artemici. He saw Thomas cut to the basket, and he found him open.
49-26. Final 15.
That was the first bucket of the half for Asa Thomas.
Carroll tied up outside of a double team. Now sends it inside. Little move. Haynes tied up. Can't do it. Back out. Little jump shot from beyond the free throw line. Not going to go. Thomas, another board. 3 seconds. Half court shot off the glass to the right. He had his chance for another three. 49-26 through 3. Back right after this here on WRLR.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
The law firm of O'Keefe, Lewis, and Bruno PC is proud to sponsor another season of high school sports on WRLR. Lake County has a rich tradition of high school sports, which WRLR broadcasts and streams to the entire community. If you are thinking of buying or selling a home or business, or have a question on how COVID affects your home or business, O'Keefe, Lewis, and Bruno can help you. Their number is 847-675-4790.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Lake Zurich, that's where we're at. Carson Beck, Rusty Silver, start of the fourth quarter. The Scouts with a huge lead, 49-26. Asa Thomas, 22 points so far this evening. 6 3-pointers in the opening half. Carson, you got a scoreboard update? Not at the moment. I thought you had something. Maybe, yes, no, you're holding me back on that? Okay. We'll remind everybody tomorrow, the Sports Corner, 8 to 10 o'clock. We're going to do our mid-season report card on the Blackhawks.
I hope their grade was as good as mine in my last semester, Rusty.
Not really. Go ahead.
No. It is still 26-21 at halftime for between Warren and Waukegan.
All right. Bears trying to do something here. Start of the fourth quarter in the lane. Haynes with it back outside. Tied up double team. Now a long three from the right, and it's going to go in. 3-point basket there. Is that Carroll, I think?
Yes. That was Powers.
Oh, Powers.
And he has 8 points here in the second half.
Carroll, Powers, they do look alike on the court. 7.5 left here in the fourth quarter. 20-point margin. And still got Thomas on the floor. We'll keep an eye on that for the Scouts as they keep working the ball. Hands on top of Thomas at the moment. Now they work it to the top. Now back on top. As Scouts are trying to work Mordini. Aberle. Working over to the left side, right side, down to the baseline. Palenka. And what do we got? We got some pushing going on down there. The basket away from the ball.
And it looks like they're going to get number 21, Luke Bajerski, for the foul. And it looks like Mordini's going to come in for the Scouts, as well as Henrik Goldsberry, number 25.
And Asa Thomas going to the bench.
And by the way, Rusty, the score that I found here, Maine East trails by 1 against Vernon Hills, 24-23 at halftime.
And we got a foul as Aberle made a move in the lane. By the way, Asa Thomas, I believe, we know he's got 22 points, but I think he's got at least 10 rebounds tonight.
They're going to get Bajerski for his second foul. Yeah, Asa Thomas sold down.
Long three from the outside. That one off the mark. Rebound to the Scouts. They lead it outside as Aberle comes up with it. Aberle will reset the offense. 6:44 left off to the left side.
Not only are they setting up the offense, but they want to juice that clock up 20.
Dalton going to send it to the wing side, and this one goes up and in, counted for Yasmedi.
Yeah, Yardimeni, nice pass he received from Joachim Shabakir there in the corner.
Powers tied up, lost the ball, recovered. Haynes gets it, lead to the corner, baseline move. Tip comes back out, long three, nope, off the rim. Tip in the air, and it's going to come down to the Scouts.
Nice corral by Shabakir there. for the Scouts.
Bacher will take it off to the right here. Scouts very patient. They get it down low. Tip gets the ball and puts it up off the rim. Count that as a nice short-range bucket.
Nice finish by Goldsberry.
Yeah, Goldsberry just got in.
Yeah, and he was
junior.
And he was guarded well by Haynes, but he beat him. And
ball tipped and stolen away. Goldsberry's got it.
Another turnover for Lake Zurich. 4th turnover to half.
Look on this one, going to be taken away. A layup for the Bears. And that one goes right in the hoop. Count that one.
Yeah, Boenzi.
Boenzi, you're right.
Nice finish there, capitalizing on the third Lake Forest turnover to second half.
And this one down near the basket, and somehow Lake Forest will recover and knocked out of bounds. This time it will go off the hands.
And it looks like some substitution.
And this is going to be Scout Bears basketball.
And it looks like Lake Zurich bringing in a pair of substitutions as Gavin Posahauer checking in, number 33, as well as Tyler Obust, number 2.
It's going to be interesting. We have a lot of subs that are coming in on both sides. And we still got 5:10 left in the fourth. And on the inbound, I think the unfortunate happened when you step on the sideline. You don't want that to happen to you, and it did for one Bear, and the Breds are going to get called for it.
A little too close to the sideline. Lake Zurich committing their 5th turnover to second half here.
All Lake Forest tonight. Lake Zurich did get out to a 3-0 lead early.
To be honest, ever since the second quarter, I don't think Lake Forest has led any less than 20 points as they're up 23.
Well, like I said, their best part was the earlier part of the game, that three-pointer to start. Nothing since then. Baseline move, knocked out of bounds, and this will go off the hands of one of the Scouts and go back to the Bears.
Yeah, Yardemichi wanted to attack the basket, but he kind of lost control there as the Scouts commit their 5th turnover to half. And it looks like number 23, Aiden Puthanavitili, number 23, checking in for the Scouts.
Could you say that again?
Aiden Puthanavitili.
Oh, wow. Good job. Puthanavitili, okay.
I want you to spell that in a spelling bee, Rusty, without looking.
You know, he's wearing the Jordan shirt.
Happy Jordan Day.
It is Jordan Day, 2-3-2-3, so that matches.
What about LeBron James Day or Draymond Green Day?
There's no matches with that. It's all Jordan.
They both have 4 rings, Rusty.
No, they don't.
They do.
Yeah, but we got a tie up here, jump ball. But you got to understand, Michael Jordan won 6 for 6.
Hold on, Rusty. We'll get back to that.
You can't even win that argument.
That's going to be a foul called on number 15, Boorian Taweo, as that is the 3rd foul on the Scouts, 4th for Lake Zurich.
Said you can't win that argument.
Yes, I can. And
you will never win that argument.
If Curry or LeBron wins more rings than Michael Jordan, then we'll definitely have that talk.
No one will ever win 6 straight. And this shot floats in the air and goes in for a bucket for the Bears.
And it looks like the foul will be on number 15, Balorian Taweo, as Mr. Michael Boenzi for Lake Zurich has an opportunity for the 3-point play.
Boenzi going to put the shot up off the rim. Nope, rebound comes down to the Scouts. 4-minute mark, 54-33, as the Scouts are in control.
You know, Rusty, that was only the first free throw attempt of this half. Not too many free throws today for either team.
Scouts working the ball around up on top. I'm going to call him Aiden. I can't even try to pronounce that last name. Yeah. Time. We got a foul here on the Scouts. On the Bears.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to get number 21, Luke Bajerski for the foul. And now Lake Forest is going to make a substitution. Number 30, Mateo Wilkinson check in for the Scouts.
Now, Wilkinson sounds a little bit easier than the other one.
Oh, please, Rusty. You need to take a dictionary and learn how to spell.
Well, nothing wrong with spelling. It's just phonetically how you say it. I mean, that's a tough name. Aiden's name is tough.
Puthanavitili.
How many letters in that name?
Too many.
Foul drive on the baseline here against the Bears. How many?
Too many. And it looks like they're going to get number 2, Tyler Abused for his first foul of the game. 6 by Lake Zurich. Next foul will send Lake Forest to the free throw line.
This ball sent in and taken by the Scouts on the inbound. Elliott. We got a bunch of new names in here. And Goldsberry, Aiden, long three, it's good! And the Lake Forest faithful are pretty happy on that three. Someone that doesn't normally get it.
Aiden Puthanavatelli with the three-pointer. I'm just showing off at this point, Rusty.
Well, you think the fans were too, and he was when he made it?
This section erupted.
Shot put up on a layup. That's not going to go.
Nice corral by Henry Goldsberry. And another
Goldsberry had it stolen away on the run, 3-on-2, and that's not going to work because I was at Aiden down there, and it came up with a steal.
Ooh, Lake Zurich lucky not
to... down to the right side, another three in and out.
Puthanavatelli could not knock down his second triple.
Puthanavatelli, you're getting me going.
No, it's Puthanavatelli.
Oh, my goodness. I need the roll. Turn, inside move, shot up. Nope, but we got free throws coming.
And it looks like Tyler Abuse is fouled by Tommy Elliott of Lake Forest as only the second set of free throws shot in the second half here for Lake Zurich.
Abuse, by the way, just to let you know, his dad was the athletic director at Barrington High School, who just recently retired.
Oh, wow.
You didn't know that, did you?
Oh, and quick substitution for Lake Forest as John Nikitis checks in for the Scouts as Puthanavatelli checks out for the Scouts.
You don't want him to check out, do you? You're having a ball with that.
He's a fan favorite right now.
He's your favorite.
Puthanavatelli?
I think he's your favorite on there.
It's a nice roll off the tongue if you get the TH.
Abuse with a free throw in and out. Rebound comes down to the Scouts. 57-33, 2:20 left on the clock. Scouts looking for the big win here. They continue to look better. Long cross-court pass, and this one almost out of bounds, recovered. Scouts continue to work it around the arc. This is their third string, I think, on the floor. Just remember, this Scouts team in the next week or so, will they get the number one seed in the Grace Lake Sectional 3A? That's the question mark. Shot up. Nope, not going to go. Nice rebound. Back up. Rolls around the rim and out. How did that not go in? That covered every part of the rim. And on the rebound, we've got a foul.
Yeah, they call that the toilet bowl miss, Rusty, when it goes around and around and around. And it looks like the foul will be called on Grant Wold.
If you're this got free throws coming up, but if you're looking at the seedings in another week, and your other coaches within the Grays Lake sectional, Grays Lake Central is 22-3. Lake Forest is 14-9, going to 15-9. Missed free throw on the second one. Do you give Lake Forest the number one seed because they beat Grays Lake Central by 20 points in a tournament game on Martin Luther King weekend?
I would say so. Head-to-head should matter. And plus,
but you look at the records. How many other coaches that come from the East Suburban Catholic, St. Patrick's in that mix, St. Viator, will they give credit to Lake Forest? On a layup here on the steal, that's going to go up and then count the bucket.
For Campbell Allen.
As you put it, Campbell Allen. But I'm just saying, that's going to be the question next week.
Well, in fairness, I think Lake Forest plays in a tougher conference.
Long three, that went off the rim. Nope, down to about a minute. Ball, high bounce, saved. Right to one of the Scouts.
I think Lake Forest plays in a slightly more competitive conference, and I think that head-to-head should matter.
Long three, that one goes in. Count the bucket on that for Goldsberry. Yes. 62-33.
Goldsberry 5 points here in the second half.
Everybody getting in the act now.
Put back Puthanavatelli.
Actually, the fan section is more like the underclass basketball players, freshmen and sophomores.
And it looks like we're going to get a foul here down low.
But you make a good point there, but back to the seeds here.
Wait, foul called here on Lake Forest's John Nikitis real quick. Sixth foul by the Scouts.
I know you make a good point on that scenario, but people will look at records first before they look at matchups, and I got nothing against that. So, I mean, Grays Lake Central, they're the host for the sectional itself. And that would make a difference.
I think,
but 1 and 2 wouldn't make a difference for the Final Four.
I think they definitely look at head-to-head when deciding these number and seedings, and then the record maybe. So
that's possible. Look how bad pass in the backcourt, and this is going to be over in the back.
And to quote you, Rusty, it's also all about what have you done for me lately? Are you playing hot basketball, or are you limping into the tournament? Mm-hmm. So good job by Lake Forest forcing 9 Lake Zurich turnovers in the second half.
seconds running off the clock here. Lake Forest will pick up another victory. I think this is number 15 on the season for the Scouts. Or 16, one of the two.
And this is the 6th victory in a row for Lake Forest over Lake Zurich, as nice shot by Kieran Colley.
All right, 62-35. Lake Zurich can't handle the Scouts here. What a big win. Asa Thomas, yes, are you agreeing with me on this?
I would say so, as he had a resounding night tonight, knocking in 6 triples and plus another 2-pointer. So, 22 points for Asa Thomas.
And I think he had over 10 rebounds, maybe 12 for that.
24 points for Asa Thomas.
24 points and 12 rebounds. I think that's resounding for the first half that he had. So, final score here once again, 62-35.
Ouch.
Lake Forest with the win over the host Lake Zurich Bears. We got to thank a few people out here. Daniel Dolney, the Lake Zurich athletic director. Also want to thank the coaches from Lake Zurich, and that being Terry Coughlin, and from Lake Forest, Phil Lascala, for giving us game information and rosters. Thank you, Carson, for a great night tonight. We got a chance to see one of the best players, I think, in Lake County this year. He is good. He is talented. That's why he's going to Clemson.
Yeah, he's going to be a tough one to guard as the season moves on, but kudos to beating a great Lake Zurich team who was coming in very competitive. Asa Thomas had the hot hand tonight. He sure as heck looked like Steph Curry, not Michael Jordan, tonight, shooting 6 threes.
No, it's Jordan Day, remember that.
Oh,
so we got to go. We'll talk tomorrow. Lake County sports on the Sports Corner tomorrow morning.
And then the Lake County Sports Scoop
That's
on Monday.
On Monday, but we'll talk a lot of things with hockey, the games from last week and the championship games.
Don't forget about college hoops on the Swamp Rat College segment.
And the high school sports and other things that are going on. Thanks for joining with us. Be safe for the rest of the weekend. Scouts victorious over the Bears. For Carson Beck, I'm Rusty Silver. So long, everybody.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.